In this video, I call a crazy IRS scammer, and they tell me lie after lie. Let's have some fun.
Thank you for calling Internal Revenue Service. How can I help you?
Oh, I don't know. I had a message saying that I committed a fraud. What could I?
Okay, and when did you receive the message?
A couple minutes ago.
Alright, in that case, can you please help me verify your first name and your last name, sir?
Yes, it's Rob Chasko.
Can you please spell it out for me?
Robert, R-O-B-E-R-T, Chasko, C-H-A-S-K-O.
Okay, so Mr. Robert, can you please verify your current mailing address, the first line of your mailing address?
Yes, it's 39 Burke Road, Frederick, Maryland, 21705.
Two one
21705.
21705. Okay. Please hold on the line for a moment. Mr. Robert has a look up for your case file.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Robert?
Yes.
Okay, sir. So can you please grab a pen and a paper handy and note down your case information number, sir?
Okay, give me a second.
Not a problem. Take your time and let me know once you're ready.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, so Mr. Robert, my name is Agent Lewis Martin. With the page ID number.
Lewis
Yes,
Martin?
Lewis Martin. Yes, sir.
Martin. Okay.
And my page ID number is I as in Indiana,
That's a small.
R as in Romeo,
Okay.
M as in Michael,
All right.
30
All right.
04.
Okay.
And your case number is C as in Charlie.
C.
Yes, C as in Charlie.
Yeah, C.
P as in Peter.
P.
101
101
73
73
T as in Thomas.
T as in Thomas. I want to make sure I didn't miswrite this. Because,
Okay.
you said CP01. Is that an O or a 0? O is a letter and 0 is a number. So, was it an O or a 0?
It's a letter.
Oh,
It's
so
a letter.
it is supposed to be
101.
101. That's pretty confusing.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't use
No, it's
the letter O.
C as in Charlie, P as in Peter, 101 73 T.
Okay.
And Mr. Robert, this call is in reference to the legal allegations and the lawsuit that has been filed against your name by the Internal Revenue Service for tax fraud. So are you aware about the situation?
I have no idea. There was just something on my answer machine that said I committed fraud, and I have absolutely no idea what I could have done to warrant this phone call.
Okay, in that case, no problem. At this point of time, I'll be simply reading out the legal affidavit and the lawsuit that has been pressed against your name. So I need you to listen to me very carefully and not to interrupt me in between. For once I complete my part, I will give you a fair enough chance to speak and raise your questions. And also, this very conversation is being recorded and monitored from the headquarters of the IRS, the Attorney General's office, and the local authority.
Will I be able to get a copy of that after?
Yes, sir.
I'll be able to get a copy of the recording? How will I obtain the copy of the recording?
So, first of all, let me read out the information for you.
Yeah, but you said it was going to be recorded. You said that this is being recorded. I just want to know, how will I get a copy of this recording? I want to know that I have a fair chance to represent myself for when I take this to my lawyer.
Yes, no problem. It will be sent to you through your local IRS office in your locality.
Okay, I'm in Frederick, Maryland. I'm in Frederick, Maryland. Can you tell me where that is?
Now, let me explain it to you in detail, step by step, Mr. Robert. Okay?
Yeah, tell me where it is. I want to know where my local IRS office is. Before we go on, I want to know where this is because this information has to be passed on to my lawyer.
Okay, no problem.
So where is my local IRS office?
Please hold on the line for a moment.
Okay.
Okay, are you there, sir?
I am.
Okay, so the nearest IRS office in your locality is on 201 Thomas Johnson Drive, Frederick.
Frederick what?
Maryland,
Yeah.
21702.
Okay. So it's right in Frederick?
So now, Mr. Yes, sir. That's a local IRS office in your locality. So, Mr. Robert.
Yes.
According to the affidavit that I have here on file, the Internal Revenue Service conducted a random confidential audit on your tax files between the years of 2011 to 2015. And it was found out during the audit that there has been some miscalculation error on the taxes that you have filed in between those years over the amount of $7,850, which includes the legal charges, the pending taxes, and the late fee. And it does not mean that you have not been filing your taxes. We already know that you are filing your taxes every year and it is also on time. However, the miscalculation error, that means the actual taxes which you have to file to the Internal Revenue Service, which you did not file the actual amount, where you made some mistake in your taxes while you filed up your taxes in between those 5 years. And at this point of time, it is claimed that it was either a miscalculation error or it was a discrepancy over your tax file.
How come it took you guys between 2 and 6 years to figure out this mistake?
Now,
I mean, 6 years is a long time to come back on a person. How come you're going so far back 6 years? Why would it take you 6 years to find this mistake?
Now, Mr. Robert, for your information, I am just a simple part of the system assigned to notify you about your case. And the audit that we're talking about, it was a confidential audit conducted by the audit department back in December 15th, 2016. And after that, we tried to contact you twice by sending you letters at your billing address, which is claimed that you never got them, according to the report from the officer that was directed by the courthouse.
Well, if you guys
so
wrote down the wrong
why
address.
you are knowing about the situation right now.
So did you get them back from the mail?
At this point of time, it has been forwarded. It has been bounced back to the Federal Courthouse, Washington, D.C. And that is the reason why we are giving you this courtesy call. Now, while we were checking on your files, on your past records, we found out that you are a law-abiding citizen and a regular taxpayer, and you do not have any criminal records under your name. So that is the reason why we are giving you this phone call, so that you can take care of this situation at the earliest before the federal government takes an illegal course of action against you. So now, Mr. Robert, at this point of time, the Internal Revenue Service have decided to take a legal course of action against you by involving the IR code 63318 against you by marking a lien on your assets, including your house, car, and all your non-bank accounts, which will be frozen and confiscated if you are found guilty into the courthouse. Now, under Section 101, there are 4...
In the what? Could you repeat that again?
According to Section 63318, the Internal Revenue Service have decided to mark a lien on your assets, including your house, car, and all your non-bank accounts, if you are found guilty into the courthouse.
Courthouse?
And under Section 1... Now, let me explain it to you, Mr. Rob.
Yeah, but you're talking about coats. What's my coat have to do with it?
No, that is the action that is the Internal Revenue Service is going to invoke on against you.
What does that have to do with coats, though? How do you know what stores I go to? I don't go to that store.
No, we're not talking about any stores.
Well, you said courthouse. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Courthouse.
Oh, court. Oh, I'm so sorry. That accent is a little bit difficult. Okay,
I'm sorry, sir.
I don't know Canadian so much.
Okay, so, Mr. Robert, under Section 101, there are 4 serious legal charges being pressed against you in the courthouse, the Federal Claim Courthouse of Washington, D.C. And now, under Section 101, the 4 serious charges that are pressed against you are as follows. Count number 1, violation of federal tax regulations. Count number 2, violation of Internal Revenue Code. Count number 3, theft by deception. And count number 4, willful misrepresentation of information to the government organization. So, under this section, if you are found guilty into the courthouse, you will end up to penalty charges.
Well, you know, whatever mistake it was, you know I didn't do it on purpose, so you can take off the willfulness.
The case that is pending against your name?
Okay, but it wasn't willful. I didn't do it on purpose, so it wasn't willful, so you can't, you can't really charge me with willful.
That is what I was going to ask you, sir. Now, that the miscalculation that we are talking about is on your 1040 form line number 7, where you have to mention your taxes, your wages and salaries. All right?
I did 1040A.
1040A.
Yeah.
And, okay. So, according to the report, according to the affidavit that I have here on file, it is claimed that during the time you filed your taxes...
What's the name of the file you're talking about? What's the name of the file that you're talking about, according to that file? I'm only asking this because I know my lawyer's going to hound me on this. So I'm asking you, what is the name of the file that you're reading this off?
The 1040 form line number 7, and the reports on the W2, it was different. There was some numerical errors.
Oh, which line? You get the 1040s right there, you just said. So which line? Read me what it was that I made my mistake.
1040 form line number 7.
Okay, what's the site? Line 7.
Where you have to mention your salaries and wages. However,
my sandwiches?
The 1040 form line number... No, your salaries and wages.
Oh, wages. Salary and...
Yeah, and...
So you said salary and sandwiches. I didn't know what you said.
It was salaries and wages. It's not sandwich.
Oh, I thought you said celery and sandwich. Sorry. You're making me hungry now.
Not a problem, sir. I'm sorry. Maybe you are not getting along with my accent so well.
Is that Canadian?
But I'll try to make a... No, sir.
What kind of accent is that?
So I'm a Central American, sir.
Central American?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I didn't recognize it.
I'm basically from, I'm originally from Hawaii.
Okay.
And I've been working with DC in the DC for the last 7 years.
Oh, good to know.
And it's So what I was trying to say here is that the 1040 form line number 7 and your W2 did not match. That's why it is claimed that you might have been making some miscalculation errors, some numerical errors on the taxes that you have filed between 2011 to 2015.
Okay, specifically, line 7, I'm looking at my form right now. Wages, salaries, tips, etc. Attach forms W2. How much did you got marked down that I wrote?
Now, in between those 5 years, there has been a miscalculation over the amount of $7,850, which includes the legal charges, the pending taxes, and the late fees.
Okay, I know, but say for 2011, that's the first one that you said. For line 7, how much you got it marked down that I wrote down? Because that's that's the form that's in front of me right now.
Okay, so sir, at this point of time, I do not have all those paperwork and documentations on the taxes that you filed between those years of 2011 to 2015. However,
you just said you had them forms in front of you.
Affidavit.
You just told me you had them forms in front of you. I'm
referring to about the miscalculation error, the audit that was conducted.
Okay, well, totaling them up, how much do you say for each of them line 7s? What is it that you say? How much you guys say I owe, so that way I can total these up? Because I got my forms in front of me right now.
Okay, so as per the documentations, as per the affidavit that I have here on file, the total outstanding amount is $7,850, which includes, like I said, the legal charges, the pending taxes, and the late fee.
Oh, but that's not what I was asking you, though. I was asking you for line 7 on how much you're saying that, because you said the mistake was on line 7. You previously already said that. Sir. So I want to know where the mistake was and how much you said I had, how much you said that I wrote down, and how much you said I'm supposed to have written down. I just want to find a mistake.
Okay, so what I was saying to you is that all I have here on file is the affidavit, the affidavit, the charges, and the affidavit that are pressed against you. And my duty is to simply provide you with the case ID number and read out the affidavit for you, which I have already did.
Yeah, but you can do more than your duty. You can tell me where the mistake was, so that way I can... You know, my lawyer's going to insist on this information. He's not going to let me just pay.
I know about that. However...
Hello?
DC as of now.
I didn't catch that last part. You were cut out.
All the documentations and paperwork on your taxes and the audit that was conducted on your file, along with the letters that were sent to you on your billing address, are lying in the Federal Claim Courthouse, Washington, D.C. as of now. So in order to pull out this case file, in order to pull out the documentations and the paperwork that is lying in the courthouse, you have two options as of now, sir. So the first option is, if you think that there is nothing wrong with your taxes and you have all the paperwork and evidence, you have to hire a criminal attorney and represent yourself in front of the Federal Claim Courthouse of Washington, D.C. and rectify this case inside of the courthouse. And the second option is OOCR, that is out-of-court restitution, whereby if you want to take care of this matter and avoid the federal government from taking any legal course of action against you by marking a lien on your assets, including your house, car, and all your non-bank accounts, you can also rectify it outside of the courthouse by making a verification payment of the outstanding amount that you owe back to the government on an immediate basis, which will cancel the allocations and the charges that are pressed against you at this point of time. And once you cancel the allocations and the charges, the documentations will be pulled out from the courthouse and it will be sent to you at your billing address through an officer from the IRS office in your locality, and he will come and approach you at your doorstep and he will explain to you each and every detail as to where a miscalculation error took place and how the discrepancy amount came up.
Well, what is it that you're claiming I have to do? Because I don't want to be arrested.
Now, at this point of time, Mr. Robert, like I said, I'm not here to force you, nor am I here to argue with you whether you take this matter to the courthouse and rectify it by hiring a criminal attorney, or cancel the legal allegations and avoid the government, the federal government, from taking any course of action against you. So you have basically two options as of now. That is, the first option is, if you think that there is nothing wrong with your taxes, you will have to hire a criminal attorney and represent yourself in front of the Federal Claim Courthouse, Washington, D.C.
Why would it be criminal and not civil? Why would it be criminal and not civil? Because it wasn't a criminal intent, so why would it be criminal and not civil?
At this point of time, the reason why you have to hire a criminal attorney is such that the Internal Revenue Service tried to contact you twice by sending you letters at your billing address. However, since you did not respond, the Internal Revenue Service assumed that you were trying to hide your income and defraud the federal government by running away from the case. And that is why they have charged for criminal allegations against you under Section 101. And that is why you have to hire a criminal attorney at this point of time. However, if you also want to rectify this case outside of the courthouse, you can simply make a verification of the outstanding amount by canceling the legal allegations and the lawsuit that is pressed against you. And in order to do that, you also have an option there, that is, make a partial payment by canceling the allegations and the lawsuit.
How much do you need? Because if I just paid a partial amount, I imagine I can get my lawyer in on this after to just get it back.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can do that. So the partial amount which you have to make, if you are willing to show your positive gesture to the courthouse, is $3,925.
$3,925?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Robert, we are not concerned with the money. However...
Oh, good. Oh, thank God.
At this point of time,
so we're done then?
Since
I was worried about that.
Since this is a federally monitored and recorded line, you have to show your positive gesture to show to the federal government that you did not have any intent of making a defraud on your tax.
Okay.
And this same amount that you are going to make a payment for a verification will be refunded back to you, along with all the paperwork, once it has been verified.
So why pay it at all then, if it's going to be refunded?
Yes. So it's simply a verification, and
so you agree?
If you are willing to rectify this case, I will simply transfer your call over to a senior supervisor from the accounts department who will guide you exactly as to what you need to do in order to take care of this situation.
Okay.
So, Mr. Robert, before I transfer your call, since this is a protocol, I would like to hear from you whether you want to settle this case in the courthouse or outside of the courthouse by making a verification.
Well, I'll pay the $3,925 now, and I'll have my lawyer make sure I get the refund, my money back after.
Okay.
Okay, so where do I send you a check? So, give me an address to send you a check.
Robert,
I can probably just go to... I got it. I'm sorry, you already gave it to me. I just drive down to 201 Thompson Drive.
Yes.
Okay, so I just drive down there and give him the money. That's close.
No, it's not. It will, like...
My local IRS office.
Mr. Robert, like I said, I'm not a concerned person who will be handling your case from now, since you are showing your positive gesture by deciding to verify this outside of courthouse. So at this point of time, I will simply transfer your call to the accounts department, who will guide you as to what you need to do further.
Okay.
So please hold on the line for a moment as I transfer this call. Okay?
Okay.
And thank you very much for your cooperation.
All right.
And I hope you rectify this case at the earliest.
All right. Stay tuned. On Tuesday will be the conclusion of this video.
Hey, you see them like and subscribe buttons? Well, hit them, or I'll make poop on your windshield.